want to talk about some recent Love After Lockup updates. First, starting off with Dylan. So I was notified that Dylan was arrested on September 30th and he was released just a few days later on October 2nd. I couldn't get any information on what exactly the charges were for, but I did have somebody send me this post from tonight, and I don't know if this is a separate incident. I'm assuming this is the same incident from his arrest a few days ago. He was charged with improper traffic lane usage, issuance of a warrant, and knowingly possible fraud of a driver's license, knowingly possessing a fraudulent driver's license or permit. So did he have a fake ID out here? Like, what does that mean? And someone said he wasn't even driving. I was. If that's true, I'm not sure how that's possible. But yeah, Dylan just cannot seem to stay out of trouble. And Alexis recently came out on social media and revealed that she is back in nursing school, and she revealed that Julius is getting ready to go to school to get his CDL. So good for him. That's something that's sustainable. He'll always have that to fall back on. Chazz recently got engaged. He announced his engagement last week. Him and his girl posted this official engagement photo, and they've been together for a while now. He seems happy, so good for them. Meanwhile, his ex Branwen, she moved to Alaska, so she's been dating this guy. I don't know how long they've been dating. I know they've been dating at least for about I want to say a few years now they've been dating, and she moved up to Alaska with him, and she posted different pictures of her and him out in different parts of Alaska. Hopefully she's doing better now that she's upped and moved to a new location that's far away from all her old acquaintances and friends that she used to get in trouble with. And Tiffany, Kevin's ex, Kevin, the one that knocked Curtis out, she is with this guy that she's been with for a long time now. They've been together since it was revealed that her and Kevin broke up, and she is getting married to him in 30 days. She said, we are in the final countdown stage. In exactly 30 days, I get to marry the love of my life, my best friend, my rock, and my soulmate. I can't wait to be Miss Yates. So congratulations to her. Now let's talk about Ashley and her dog that was kidnapped. So she made all these posts on Facebook talking about her dog being kidnapped, and I screenshotted a lot of these posts, but unfortunately my laptop broke, and now that I'm going back to her Facebook to try to find the screenshots, I guess she ended up deleting them. But what ended up happening was she ended up adopting this dog with her ex when she was with her ex, and this is a freaking big dog. I want to say it's a Rottweiler, but I'm not 100% sure. It's a big boy. It's a puppy, so it's still at that stage where it's really hyper. And she said that when she was with her ex, he was the one that was always taking it out for walks every day, but once they broke up, she would have to take the dog out for walks. And with her being pregnant, one day she said that she started taking the dog out for a walk and it started pulling on her really hard. She tried to pull back, and eventually the dog took off and just dragged her across the ground, and she ended up getting hurt so bad that she had to be rushed to the hospital. And after that, she was so upset that she ended up posting on Facebook asking if there's anybody willing to come adopt her dog, but she didn't want them to adopt the dog permanently. She's like, is there anyone willing to foster my dog for me up until I give birth to the baby? I just can't risk getting injured again while walking her. But she was convinced that she'd be able to handle it when she had the baby. Cases like this are always concerning because I've seen cases where, people have had dogs, and yes, somebody fostered the dog for a while and it went well, but I've also seen plenty of cases where someone was like, okay, I'll foster the dog for you, and then they never were willing to give the dog back once they took it because they got too attached to the dog. And that's kind of what I was scared about in this situation, where I was like, or maybe Ashley might promise she'll get the dog back after she has the baby, and maybe maybe she'll just like love the freedom and not having a dog and maybe change her mind. You know, there's just so many things that can go wrong in this situation. Well, I guess after Ashley posted looking for someone to adopt the dog, she got lucky and she found someone that literally lived minutes away from her willing to adopt the dog. It seemed like a perfect match. This girl was like, I'll keep the dog until you have the baby. I'm nearby. And Ashley was like, oh, I'll be willing to provide food, and if you need like treats and toys, just hit me up. Like if you need me to cover vet bills, I got whatever you need until I'm willing to take her back. So the girl was like, all right, bet. Well, Ashley ended up taking the dog to this girl, and I guess everything was going great at first. The girl took the dog, and Ashley started texting the girl afterwards, like, hey, just to let you know, you got to make sure you take her collar off if you put her in her cage, because if you put her in the cage with her collar on, she'll chew her collar up. And she told the girl, after she gave her the dog, she showed the text messages where she said, hey, also if you can you please give her a bath? She stinks, because after I got injured by the dog on that walk, I haven't been able to take her out, so she's been having to go in the crate. And I guess Ashley said that she had the dog crate trained, so there's like some, like, I don't know, they had what's it called? They had a tray underneath the cage that would catch, you know, like the piss or whatever whenever the dog would use the bathroom, and she would just clean it out at the end of the night. And she said that worked for her, but then the dog would lay in it sometimes, and so the dog was starting to stink. So the girl ended up giving the dog a bath. A few days go by. Everything seems to be going good. The girl is sending updates. These were all the receipts that Ashley showed. She showed all the conversations with this girl, and this girl was sharing updates like, oh, look at the dog, she's doing so good, she's adjusting, you know, I have a kid that's afraid of her, but my other kids really like her, and she seems to be getting along well with everybody. And she said, I took her out on a walk and the whole walk went great. So Ashley was excited. She's like, this is amazing, I found the perfect fit, my dog seems to be loved and well taken care of. Then next thing you know, the next day, the girl texts Ashley. She's like, hey, just letting you know, she destroyed her collar. Can you send somebody for a new collar? So Ashley was like, what happened? And the girl was like, well, I put her in the cage without her collar. And Ashley was like, well, that's why I told you, you have to always take it off, because she does that and she'll chew it up if you don't take off her collar before putting her in the cage. Regardless, Ashley decided to still send her the $10 so she could get herself a new collar for the dog. Then the next day, the woman texts Ashley right after she gets to work, and she's like, you need to come get your dog right now. I have to go to work here in a few hours. I'm done with your dog. Your dog is shitting and pissing all in my house. It won't go to the bathroom anytime I take it outside for a walk, and then it comes back inside and uses the bathroom in the cage. I'm not going to deal with my freaking bath or deal with my house smelling like freaking feces, so you gotta come get your dog. And Ashley was like, I can't do that, I'm working a double right now. And it really escalated. I really wish I had the screenshots, but Ashley was like, so you're threatening you're gonna do something to my dog? And there's no messages that I saw the woman threatening to do anything to Ashley's dog, but I do think the woman really wasn't trying to meet Ashley halfway. I think she thought Ashley was just lying that she had to work a double, when in trying to lie and act like, oh, I'm working, when in reality I just don't want to pick up my dog, when that wasn't the case. She was really working. The woman wasn't trying to work with her at all. She's like, you need to come get the dog right now, like in the next 30 minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to leave the dog outside in the cage, because the dog's not going to stay inside my house for another minute. And I just, like, there was no reasoning with the woman. Like, I understand your frustration. She's like, you didn't tell me about the dog pissing and shitting inside until you gave me the dog. So she was upset about that. but she wasn't like willing to wait like a few extra hours to give Ashley time to come get the dog. So Ashley was like, okay, let me figure something out. And she ends up calling her ex that she hasn't been getting along with, and her ex agreed to pick her up. And she went, and when she showed up outside this girl's house, she's like, okay, I'm here. And she's like, well, it's too late, I had to go to work. And she's like, okay, well, where's my dog? And she went and knocked on the door. She asked this woman's kids if they knew where the dog was, and they're like, we don't know. So Ashley was walking up the street asking random people if they've seen her dog, and someone was like, yeah, I saw this girl take your dog to this girl down the street. So they ended up pointing her to a house. Ashley ends up pulling up to this girl's house. She goes up to the door and she says, hey, do you have my dog? They're telling me my dog's here. And the woman was like, no, I don't have your dog. But I can't remember how she explained it. I think she heard the dog barking in the background or something gave it away. So eventually Ashley was like, okay, I know without a doubt my dog's here. And the woman was playing dumb, so Ashley called the police. The police showed up, and she was fortunately able to get her dog back, but that could have ended up really bad. Luckily, by the time that Ashley was able to get there, the dog wasn't too far, but I mean, luckily she didn't run into that person who told her where they saw the dog being brought to. She would have never had any idea that the dog was even there, and she would probably still be looking for the dog to this day. But she said she has been working on training the dog, and she now has the dog back at home. And she says that with how well the dog's been doing since she's been back, she thinks she's not going to have to get the dog up again. And she said that she feels like the dog learned its lesson, and she feels like she learned a lesson too. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.